Hello everyone, and welcome to my week 5 progress report, where I'm jumping on every single week to let you know how I'm going with the goals I set for myself at the start of our 8-week Reboot challenge. This week has been nice and full. We celebrated my little boy's 2nd birthday, which has been lots of fun. Coupled with that, he also came down with a snotty nose, so he's been home from daycare. So no doubt if you're a mum, you'll also know these feelings that when you've got a sick kid at home more than what they're at home normally, that certainly can throw your week into a little bit of a tailspin. But in terms of how my training's been going, I'm trying to turn it up a notch. I'm feeling sore, I'm feeling like I'm getting stronger though, so my training is going really well. I have forgotten to charge up my Fitbit and actually put it on this week, although I do know that my steps have been pretty good, mostly averaging probably similar to what I average most weeks, which is around that 10,000 steps. This week I wanted to jump on, being that it is week 5, to really stress the importance that these changes that you've made over the last couple of weeks, they are about being a lifestyle. To actually have sustainable results, it's really important that you know that those habit changes that you make are going to be the same habits that you need to continue to follow to some extent when the diet or the challenge is over, to be able to actually maintain your results. Lockdown and Corona and COVID was a bit of a slap in the face for a lot of people when they realized that all the things that they were doing was actually just enough to maintain their body composition or maintain their current health and fitness status. You actually, to see improvements, you need to be making significant changes upon that. So when it comes to actually maintaining your results on the other end, you still have to be able to do the work. And that's why these habits become so very important. When we have things that pop up in our week, like a birthday or a celebration, or things that would have us eating foods that we don't normally eat, it's easy to kind of go into that mindset where we go, oh, I've slipped up, I'm gonna overeat, and then I'm gonna try and compensate on the other end. And that cyclic behavior that we sometimes see is that you go from overeating to yo-yoing to undereating to try and compensate. And that does a world of damage to our mindset and our capacity to change. We're always sitting there chasing our tails, and also we're left with that guilty, shameful feeling that we've missed the mark somehow. So if you're still falling into those habits of doing that, I want you to continue to try and unpack them. I want to give you an example. This weekend obviously was Sky's birthday, and previously I would have set some high unrealistic expectations on the food I wasn't going to eat and the foods I was going to eat, and then end up binging on it all and then feeling really, really guilty. And I'm sure you've all felt that way before. This time around, I allowed myself to embrace that celebration, have some delicious mud cake that I made, which was so good, some glasses of champagne, some nibbles, and I enjoyed that even a couple of days after the celebration had ended because I still had that food in the fridge. I didn't try to then overtrain or overcompensate or cut out calories. I did take notice how that food was making me feel, and I ate it really mindfully so that I actually gave myself a chance to enjoy it. I made myself a nice cup of coffee, I sat down to a nice piece of chocolate cake, and it was absolutely delightful. It's really important that you don't demonize foods. Things like cheeses and biscuits and chocolates and lollies and chips and all those yummy foods that make our life feel so whole and complete. It's important that you don't make them the enemy, because they're not the enemy. What is the enemy is your ability to control how much of it you're having of those foods and when. So this week, I want to share that little bit of information with you to hopefully inspire you to make some changes if needed. If you're finding that you can't have chocolate in the house or biscuits in the house because you're overindulging in them, it could be that you're just setting up the wrong relationship with them to start off with. What if you could have one and stop at one? Wouldn't that be nice? And obviously this is not a relationship that you're going to be able to change overnight, but it's something that I've definitely worked on over the years to know that one piece of chocolate cake is not going to ruin my results. However, my mindset around that one piece of chocolate cake can. And if it's going to send me into a tailspin and make me give up, then we know that that's going to have a huge effect on me. So this week, have a think about your little slip-ups and know that they are just part of life. There is no starting again. But also pulling yourself up on your BS, and if you're not getting the results that you want, really look critically at the things that you're doing. And if you're finding that you're grazing too much or having too many highly sugary foods, or if you've been out for dinner way too many times in the weeks, that could definitely be derailing your progress. So if you're finding that your progress is slow, do a little audit and be very objective over the things that are actually happening. What things are you actually doing? Are you making sure you're having whole, full meals with protein feeds spread 3 to 4 times throughout the day? Are you planning your snacks? Are you limiting the portion sizes on your snacks? Because that can make a huge difference. So really get clear on the things that you're doing with your nutrition. It is week 5, so it is time to step it up a notch and really accelerate the results that you're seeing. We have opened our in-body scan appointment, so make sure you head over and start booking in your end of challenge appointment. I'd also encourage you guys to take a mid-progress picture so you can see what sort of changes you can see from the start and the end of the challenge. And as I said, start really stepping it up. You've only got 4 to 3 weeks left, so now is the time to go hard. I hope that little motivational chat has helped inspire you to continue to be disciplined and action the things that you need to action. It's never too late to stop and reset and go again. So please, if you've found that the first 4 weeks of the challenge has been a little bit wishy-washy, you can still get amazing results in what time is left. Thanks for joining me this week, guys. I can't wait to see you in the studio, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.